Call of Duty Warzone PS4 backwards compatible game is now 120 frames on the PS5. Here's how to enable it, and there are a few catches. The biggest one being that you need HDMI 2.1 in order for this to work. This is actually different than other 120 FPS games that are PS5 native versions, as those only require for you to have 2.0. Granted, it is 1080p at that point rather than 4K. We aren't sure why this is needed for the PS4 version, but upon testing it ourselves, the frame rate caps out at 60 FPS if you are playing on an HDMI 2.0 and not a 2.1. So what's more, the game doesn't actually list 120 FPS mode enabled like Black Ops Cold War does. The process for setting up the 120 is the same, but you actually won't know it's 120 until you play and see the increase in frame rate. Players who do meet the HDMI 2.1 requirements, here are the steps to enable it. Requirement: a TV or a PC monitor that supports 120 FPS and upwards and has HDMI 2.1. Again, 2.0 sadly will not work here despite 120 FPS being available in 1080p on other titles. Go to your PS5 settings and select screen and video. Here you'll want to select video output settings and then set enable 120 Hz output to automatic. This will make it so the system is forced to do 120 FPS when a game actually supports it. Next, you're going to want to set up performance mode. And to do this, you're going to want to go back to the main setting in the system menu and select saved data and game app settings. You'll then see game presets, and here you'll want to switch the option to performance mode. That way games prioritize frame rates over resolution. Once that's done, you're now ready to hop back into the Warzone and play at the highest FPS. But like I've mentioned, the visuals take a massive hit. Specifically, textures loading are a lot slower. Look at that screenshot. It's fugly. And that's why it says here that despite the increase in frame rate, it's hard to recommend this mode with the textures loading being so slow. I mean, you're probably not playing competitively and making money. I would probably just stick to 60 FPS, to be perfectly honest with you. Anyhow, I thought that I would mention it because that's still an interesting thing. It's all about options, right? Might not be the best one for your needs, but the fact that it's there, I think, is good. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It greatly helps support the channel with the algorithm and making my channel a little bit more relevant and more likely to be discovered in the search results when people are looking shit up online. If you didn't like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, and I'll give you a backhand right in the eye. And I'll make sure you see at 24 frames a second out of the left eye and 120 out of the right eye for an incredibly jarring experience. If you want to subscribe to the channel, maybe we'll work something out. Maybe I'll make it so both eyes are 24 frames. Anyhow, if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.